I'm so excited. It's been a wonderful day today. And I'm glad to be here for heart to heart conversations. Conversations about purpose, marriage, and then building a legacy. You know how we do it on Thursdays, right? All right, so I'll just wait a bit and I'll see who is going to join me first tonight. One, two, three. Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay. So I'll be discussing a very important topic tonight. And if you can see it on my screen already, it's really going to be an interesting one. Setting expectations in marriage. Setting expectations in marriage. Definitely start from that point of your relationship. And then it grows from there. Setting expectations in marriage. I guess it's been a busy day today. Where are my faves? Where are you guys? Where are you? 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 All right, so setting expectations in marriage. It's an interesting topic, and I'm quite sure that you would have questions as regards this very, very, very interesting topic. Because you might be wondering, what do I get into the marriage? What should I expect? What should I expect? Are my expectations too high? Or are they too low? Or am I just being considerate? What are the things that I should look forward to? So that's what I will be discussing right here tonight. I'll be discussing that here right there tonight. Marriage expectations. What are the expectations that you should expect in marriage? Okay. I believe personally that your marriage starts from you as an individual. Yes, it stems from your cultural beliefs, it stems from your past experiences, the kind of family you grew up in. Usually in marriage counseling sessions, I usually ask the couple individually. I would say to them, tell me, what kind of marriage did you grow up around? Hi there, SHC. I trust you are good. Thank you for joining in. Hello, Mohammed. Hi. All right, so today I'm on live and I'm having a quick conversation with my faves right here. Thank you for joining in. And the conversation is about expectation in marriage. So I was saying that your choice in marriage, whatever your marriage is going to turn out to be, starts very well first from you. How are you too? Thank you. I'm doing very fine. It's been an amazing day, a busy one, but yet fulfilled. But I must do this right now. All right, so I'm setting expectations in marriage. I'm streaming from Abuja, Nigeria. If you want to tell me where you're streaming in from, please just drop that in the comments. Drop that in the comments if you want to express where you're streaming in from. All right, so as regards expectations in marriage, first thing I said was it's the whole idea of what your marriage is going to look like starts from you as an individual first. You as an individual, who you are, your cultural beliefs, your faith too, and your experiences while growing up. So I was saying that a lot of times in counseling sessions, a question I would usually ask the couple individually is this: what was the environment you grew up in? What was it like? Because it's very important. I would say the closest marriage that you have been able to experience, some of them is their parent, others it's probably their guardian, but each person at one point or the other have experienced or have been opportune to be close to a marriage. So we have to come from that point because our belief system, all of these things are formed from that perspective. So it's very important, and it defines your expectation in marriage. Simply put, if you want to know what your expectations are in your marriage, if you want to know what your expectations are in your marriage, then you should look out for where you are from. Where you are from, the things that defines you as an individual, the closest marriages that you have seen around you, your cultural beliefs, your beliefs as an individual, as a Christian, your belief, because I'm a faith-based marriage counselor. So I would always want to know what the belief system of each individual are. There are a lot of religions, but I tell you, even Christianity, people still have different belief system. We all have different belief systems. We have the Pentecostalists, we have the Catholics, we have people from different faith backgrounds. So all of those things forms your expectation in marriage. Another thing is your family dynamics. What kind of family did you grow up with? What kind of family did you grow up around? All of these things forms what we desire. Now, and another thing is your personal desires. Your personal desires. Welcome there. I'm on live. Yeah. How was the day? Good. Welcome. All right, so as I was saying, all of these things, your personal desires, all of these things together form who you are and what your expectations in your marriage would be. Now, for some persons, they are looking for people that would just complete them. For others, they are looking for people that would complement them. And there is another sect that are looking for, they just want to compete. They want to show that they can actually do things, they can actually attain things on their own, and they are not looking out for partnership. 3 sects: completing, those who complete you, those who compete with you, and those who are out to compete. Those who are out to complete, those who are out to compete, and those who are out to complement. These 3 sets of people. Then you wonder, which one should I look out for? As an individual, as much as you are whole, as much as you are trying to be expressive in your original self, you should know that people would always come around you. And when the right person comes around you, what the person would look out for is to complement you, not to compete with you. I've heard ladies say things like, oh, I expect that it should make me happy. I expect that it should be the one to do these things. Now, as much as your partner has things that you look up that they should be able to do, express your love languages and all of these things to you. However, you should be complete in yourself, in God, for you to be able to know that even if they don't show up to all those things, because as humans, they can't be 100% at every given time. They cannot be 100% at every given time. So having that at the back of your mind would help you to extend grace even in your relationship, no matter what your expectations may be. Now, some people set unrealistic expectations in their relationships. There are some expectations that once you hear them, they are even unrealistic. For example, in a counseling session, I asked the lady in question, I said, okay, so what do you expect from your partner? And then she goes on to say, I just want him to do every single thing that. Thank you so much, Oliver. God bless you too. I just want him to do everything that I want. And I'm wondering, you're not getting married to a robot. You're not going to be in a relationship with somebody who does not have a will of their own. So why expect that he should do every single thing that you want, whether or not they go down well with him? So people set unrealistic expectations for their marriage. And most of the time, these things causes a lot of issues. Now, by now, you should be asking me, then what expectations should I set? What should I expect? What should I look out for? Some persons expect everything to be perfect. They expect that there should never be a downtime. Everything should always be bubbly. And I ask such people, you as an individual, every single day, do you get that bubbly, that excitement, that energy? How do you sustain through those times? So you see, when I talk about people that are looking out for people that would complete them, you feel you are lacking in a particular area and you want this person to just come and fit in, like you're fixing a maze and you want this person to just fit in. Not like it should just fit in into that hole, that particular hole that was created. There are some of us that needs to heal from previous relationships. There are some of us that needs to heal from the experiences you had or from the things that you witnessed while growing up. I remember when I and my husband met, I love to cite this example. We discussed extensively about what our backgrounds are like, and then things that we liked, that would love to pick from our backgrounds, and then things that we do not want to translate into our own marriage. We were so open about it. And this is one of the reasons why you should also get to know the family of the person you're going to get married to during courtship. It's very important because you get to see them. You get to understand what the view of your partner to be is like. You get to understand how he's thinking. You get to understand why she is a conservative, why she likes her things this way. You get to understand especially what for a woman, you get to know who the mom is. For a man, most especially, look at the father. Because we have realized, it has been proven time and time again, that most of the time, people turn out to be like their parents of the same gender. Women, most of the time, they may not like everything they have seen, but if they are not conscious enough, if you're not conscious enough to break certain patterns, to work on yourself, to change your thought pattern, there are things that are bound to repeat themselves. I usually cite this one as an example, and some of the time it's so funny when I say it. I would usually say, oh, okay, so you knew your father, for a man, you knew your father to be a polygamist, or you knew him to not to be faithful to your mom in your marriage. You knew it. And now you're a single guy and you are double dating. You're having 3 girls in your house, in your life. You're jumping from bed to bed. And I'm like, come on. You don't need a prophet to tell you that you are just walking on the same path. Really, you're walking on the same path that you hated so much. So for us to set the right expectations, there needs to be a lot of regeneration. Your thought pattern has to be worked on. You need to work on a lot of things. There are a lot of things that you have to make adjustments on. And I usually say this, marriage is a journey. It's lifetime. There are some things that you may not even discover. So I would usually say to intending couples, no matter how long you date, the truth is, you would most likely not get to know each other 100%. There are things that you will keep getting to know. Some persons will say, hey, my partner has changed, my husband has changed, this has happened. When wives say that to me, and I'm wondering, come on, the same person you're entering into marriage with is not the same person that you are growing together in that marriage with, because things are going to change. Everything is bound to change. You, for example, as a woman, you're going to become a mother. Your husband also is going to become a father. You have never seen him in that light before. He as well has not seen you in that light before. So why do you keep complaining that it's changing? Evolving in marriage is normal. And so must your expectations be normal. If you have heard something like love languages changing in marriage, I want you to drop it in the comments. Just raise a finger, drop an emoji, drop something. Just let me know you're following me. Let me know you're following me. If you have seen something like that, if you have seen people talk about, oh, she used to love flowers, and now all of a sudden, she wants me to do acts of service. She used to love going out, but since she became a mom, she just wants me to always bring gifts, always bring something on my way, always shop. She wants me to just undo certain things around the house. If you have heard or seen something like that before, I want you to drop it in the comments. Yes. Thank you, Apostle Israel, for acknowledging that. Thank you. All right, so as I was saying, And all of these things work together to help us to set the right expectations in our marriage. So right now you might be saying, FIA, so what kind of expectations should I set? We are getting into it. These, I'm going to share with you about 7 of them that are just basic. Every other thing should fall on it. Now, this is because this one is very mutual. These expectations should be on both ends. They should help the couple to work together. They should help you to work together, to collaborate together for the general good and the success of your relationship. So they are like foundation, and every other thing can stand on them. The first thing is honesty. Honestly. Honest. I like that. Honesty. Honestly. Yes, honesty. Honestly. Because, you see, if you're not honest with the person you're going to be with, then there is really nothing. There is nothing you're building. I tell you, there is nothing you're building. If you're the kind of person that wants transparency, then the way to go is to be honest. Be honest with your truth. I shared earlier that while I and my husband were courting, we were so sincere with each other. There was nothing to form about. We came up straight and said, okay, this is what my family dynamics looks like. This is where I'm coming from. This is what my expectation for my home that I intend to build looks like. So honesty is very key. We see a lot of people today that are forming. You are in a courtship with somebody, you are heading towards marriage, and you are creating a lot of things. You are lying, you are building up things that are not true. I remember a friend, a very close friend, who broke a relationship with a lady just because she was lying. There were too much of lies. You want to create a perspective of you to a person you intend to spend the rest of your life with. Yeah, this is true talk. True talk right here. Thank you. It's true talk because honesty is very important. So this also, you can use this as a checklist for the person you're going to be with, that for you to be able to consider and say, okay, is this person really worth my time? You can use these things that I'm listing as a checklist. Number 1 thing is honesty. Very important. Number 2 is trust. Now, I usually say trust is not, it doesn't fall on anyone's lap. You build trust. And the simplest way to build trust is by being honest. When this person knows that you are genuine, when this person knows that this person is for me, like there is no mincing words around it. We are together, we are in this together. It just helps you both to build this kind of trust that it cannot be broken. Even when intruders comes in, when people try to come in and try to distract you, try to say something that is non-existent, or even try to twist words, you already know that this person with whom you have been honest over time, the person is going to give you a sound explanation as to what is going on. That is if you have not known that thing before. Yes, these are non-negotiables. First, honesty. Number 2, build trust. And I usually say trust grows over the years. I tell you from experience, trust grows over the years. So you have to be careful as not to break trust. You have to be careful as not to break trust. If you're getting excited in this room, I want to see the energy in the comments. I want to be sure that I'm not here alone. And as well, you can share this video with someone. If you have questions, please go ahead and drop it in the comment section. I already spoke about honesty, I spoke about trust, and next I'm going to make mention of affection. Affection, very important, affection. Is this person affectionate towards you? Does this person understand your dream? Does this person know your uniqueness as a person? You are not just a woman to him, but yes, you are a woman, but you are a special kind of woman to him. He sees something about you that every other woman doesn't have. Not just physically, of course, but the person is affectionate towards you. You both have a connection. Very important. That is also something for you to expect. One of the expectations that you should have in your marriage. One of the expectations that you should have in your marriage. Thank you, Comrade Wisdom, for letting me know you're excited. One of the expectations you should have in your marriage: is this person affectionate towards me? Would this person be gracious enough to me? One scripture that I loved so much, I usually say it that if you would have a marriage that is going to be so edifying, then you should stay on the word. Stay on the word of God. I remember that passage of the Bible that I usually meditate on. It says, two are better than one, for they have a greater reward for their labor. It says, because if one falls, the other will pick him up. It says, woe unto him who stands alone. You are not even expected to journey through life alone. You're not expected to journey through life alone. So when these things comes to be, it's important for you to be able to say, wow, I get it. Let me look at it clearly. Would this person cast me down? Does this person cast me down? Because one of the things you should look out for in your marriage is genuine affection. Genuine affection. Knowing that this person would be gracious to you. This person knows you as your unique self. And this person is willing to journey with you. Oh, when you are on the high, the person is ensuring, may not be 100% all the time, but the person is just there, to sustain you. There's some things that when you're maybe going through a downtime and your partner who is affectionate towards you just holds your hands, there's a kind of calm that you have. You need that. So that's an expectation that is good enough for you in your marriage as well. So the next one I'm going to talk about is commitment. Commitment. We see a lot of people today that want to do marriage without commitment. It doesn't work. Commitment is very key. Commitment is very important. Commitment is non-negotiable. Commitment is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. The next thing I'm going to talk about is respect. Mutual respect. Yes, we have heard the greatest need of a man is respect in a relationship. Absolutely. That is non-negotiable. However, there should be a place of mutual respect. Remember, I'm just listing out the expectations that you should have in your marriage. Expectations. Now, these ones are non-negotiables. I love that word. I love that word. Thank you for using that word earlier. I love that word. Non-negotiable. Commitment. Commitment to your individual growth. Because you know that you owe it to your partner to even grow as an individual. Yes, you owe it to your relationship, to the growth of your relationship. But first you owe it to yourself, then you owe it to your partner to always be a better version of yourself. To always be a better version of yourself. Now, the next one is compromise. Compromise, that one. Most of the time, in sessions, we have to sit with couples to ensure there is a compromise. This is how it is done. This is how it is done in my family. It has been like this before, now, and so shall it be forevermore. Compromise is expected of every relationship and every marriage that would blossom. Yes, you have your way of doing it. He has his way of doing it. But you both have to make things work. I remember earlier on in my marriage, one of the major areas that we had challenges was parenting. We had to come to a compromise. We had to come to a plain ground, like, okay, let's discuss this. Because the truth of the matter is you're going to have a lot of conversations during courtship. Quite all right. However, those conversations would only give you like the building blocks and the foundation for what you are going to get into your marriage to build. So when it came to the point of parenting, and this is also something that I'm going to relate it to what I said earlier, your family dynamics, the kind of family you grew up in. We can't dispose. There are certain things that you can't just think they are nothing. Oh, I'm going out of that marriage, that family. The Bible says a man shall leave his father and his mother, and he shall be joined to his wife and become one flesh. Absolutely, you're correct. However, there are traits from where you're coming from that are still in you. So, for example, I and my husband, our parenting style was different. Our parenting style was different. And at first, it wanted to cause some friction. Spare the rod and spoil the child. Oh, do this. Let's not do this. Why not? Why not work? Why not just talk? Maybe there are some times, maybe this child will listen if you just speak. And we have to come to a compromise. Okay, at what point? So it's got to a point that our daughter already knows that once you do one thing the first time, we're going to talk through it. The second time, we're going to talk through it. But if you keep repeating the same thing, you're going to get some spanking. That's because it's different. We have to make something work out. For example, my husband happened to be the first child of his family. I happened to be the last. So imagine. He grew up literally raising his younger siblings, who happened to be mostly guys. I grew up in a house we were mostly ladies, and we had just one guy. Now put that couple together, couple coming from those varying family dynamics. He's the first child. He's a male. He grew up in a household that were mostly males. So you know the energy that goes into raising kids, number one, and then being the firstborn, seeing practically all your younger ones being raised, and they now happen to be mostly guys. You know the kind of discipline, the kind of strictness, the kind of energy that would come into parenting, punishment, all of these things put together. They work together. So I'm saying all of this to come to a point of compromise. Compromise. There are things you would have to compromise on. Conversations like, I want a large family. But my husband wants a small family. He wants just something, 3 kids and we're good. These are conversations that we must have in our relationship. These are conversations because they all help us to set out and look forward to the expectations that we have. And it's so beautiful when all of these things are ironed out. When you are able to ensure that, one, there is honesty in your relationship. You are expecting honesty. You are expecting trust. You are expecting affection. You are expecting commitment. You are expecting respect. You are expecting compromise. Somebody who respects you would not put you down before his family or her family. I know it's least talked about, but it's the truth. Most of the time these days, one of the major things that causes rifts in families is maybe the wife putting down her husband before her family, or the husband putting down the wife before his family. All of these things are things that you should settle in the face of courtship. Setting the right expectations for your marriage. Setting the right expectations for your marriage. Now, these things may look, are these things really real? But if you have an opportunity to sit through sessions, counseling sessions, you will realize that most of these things have been moped up. And people are just getting things messed up. Because when things are not done rightly, a lot of things are messed up. When you are with somebody who does not respect you as a woman, you are dating him, and he's still keeping close tabs with his ex. He's keeping close tabs with other ladies. And you're thinking once we get into the marriage, it's going to stop all this. That's already made you to see all of those signs are enough to let you see that this aren't going to stop anytime soon. Because he has no respect for you. There is no seclusion. There is nothing special. There's nothing special about your relationship. There is nothing unique about you to him. And you think that is going to sustain you, sure? you might have to have a rethink. Then your expectations definitely are not right. If you're just joining in today, I'm just sharing on expectations that we are to set for our marriage. I said earlier there are some expectations that are very unrealistic. I've had quite a number. I shared some. If you want to hear them, you should watch this video from the start. You should. I'm going to be pinning it on my page. I saw the one I did last week. It got well over 100 views, and it just got me excited, like, wow, this is really touching some people. And I also got some feedback, especially during the live session. So if you're watching this as a recap, please drop your comments. I'd like to hear your views as well. Don't just like. I see quite a number of likes, but I want to get feedbacks from you, or even things that you would want me to discuss subsequently. So these are things that has to be handled. And remember, I always say, first, it starts from you. Your intention to have a purposeful life, like a full life, an awesome life. It's going to help you define the kind of marriage you should go for. Because at the end of the day, you are not just getting married to just tick something off the box. Finally, I've been able to settle that 2025 was my year at last. It did not pass me over. I did not carry it. As exciting as that may sound, the point is, what are you building? Yes, this relationship has come, this marriage has come, but what is the long-term goal of the marriage? And that is where legacy comes in. So do not build your marital expectations on things that are short-lived. I'll take that again. Do not build your expectations, your marriage expectations, on things that are short-lived. Let them be things that would last your relationship and help you both to last the test of time. So I set out earlier. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amazing. I'm glad to be doing this. So I set out earlier to say, honesty is major. An expectation. And do not, I'm going to put this in. I don't know if you're here and you have been made to feel as though your expectations are too high. Hey, put it down. No, these are just basics. They are for everyday living. How should you get married to somebody who is not honest enough with you? We have seen people get into marriages whereby, as a woman, you are in debt and you never told this man about your debts. You are owing a lot of money and you were not open about your financial history. All of these things are things that we discuss through in counseling. All of these things are things that are highlighted. It's best for the person to know that this is what I'm entering into, and the person is entering into it with full chest. Yes, I've seen a couple like that before, whereby another couple now, the lady got into debt at her previous place of work, and she was open enough to tell her fiancé about it. Guess what? He was so glad she did, because they found out how the whole thing got moped up. Of course, it was not a case of forgery or a case of stealing. No, that was not the situation. Things just happened, customers, and the whole thing fell on her. And the man got married to her, and I tell you, they both serviced and paid up the debts like years into their marriage, the very first few years of their marriage. So honesty helps the person you're going to be with. Sorry, I'm going over that point again, but it's very important. How can you have a child before meeting somebody and then not open up about it? It's totally wrong. Some persons will tell you, I was intending to do that much later. 3 months to the marriage, and you're saying you were intending to. These are things that should be laid bare. Let the person you're going to be with know that I'm going into this and I understand what I'm going into. You might be asking, what if they decide to opt out? Then it's obvious that kind of person will not last the test of time with you. Because the truth of the matter is, the challenge you're facing right now is not the highest challenge that would come your way. Jesus says, in this world you face tribulations, It says, but be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. Be of good cheer, I have overcome the world. So these things are things that we should discuss. These things are things that you should be bare about. Nobody says your life should be entirely perfect for you to be married. No. However, you should be honest about your downfalls and things that you need to talk about. I can write a whole book, seriously, about these things about expectations. Because sometimes people think we are doing too much. But the truth of the matter is these are things that would later on stand at crossroad of life. Because marriage, simply put, is just doing life with somebody. So if your life is so important to you, then why should you build it on? Why should you then evolve into marriage with the wrong foundation? It's not a place to be. There are people that have been so broken just because they were lied to or something else was portrayed to them. It's not a good place to be, and no one really deserves that. Not you. You don't deserve that. All right, so I'll go over it. I said honesty, very important. Trust, very important. Affection, non-negotiable. Commitment. Commitment has to be there. He has to be committed to you. She has to be committed to you. Committed to the growth of your relationship. If I'm going to break it down, commitment to your growth as individuals. Commitment to your partner's growth as well. That also is very important, because I said earlier that there are 3 dynamics that every person brings into a relationship based on maybe their previous experiences, their cultural values, things that they believe in, their faith and everything. 3 things. They come to complete you. Some people feel they are coming to complete you. Number 2, some people are coming to compete. And the 3rd thing is some people actually have come to understand that their role in your life is to complement you. The first 2 that I listed definitely is not what you're looking for. You're not looking for something to complete you, because you are complete in Christ Jesus, right? Yes or yes? You're complete in Christ. You're complete in God. And it's first a place that you should be, something you should settle within yourself, that this aspect of my life is settled. I'm complete. With God first, I'm complete. But you are getting into partnership to complement each other. I'll go over that scripture again. 2 are better than 1, for they have a greater reward for their labor. That is, they complement each other. When 1 chases 1,000, 2 changes what? 10,000. I put up a video on my Instagram sometimes last week, and I was saying, if you're not ready to be a Christian in your marriage, I think you should better stay clear and not say that you want a kingdom marriage. In a couple session recently that my husband had, we needed to ask the couple, what kind of marriage do you want? We have cultural marriage. We have the kingdom-based marriage. We have the and the cultural marriage is in 2 ways. There are some cultures that believe everything is centered around the woman. There are some culture, like we have here in Africa, is like basic, normal, foundational culture. Like everything it revolves around the man. And there are some cultures that believe it revolves around the woman. Is the woman first, maybe the dog followed, the children followed the dog, and then the man. That's also a form of cultural belief. And then we have the kingdom marriage. If you would do kingdom marriage, then you should stay by the word. I would usually say most of the things that will sustain you in your marriage, they are foundational class teachings. Things like forgiveness. Things like love, unconditional love. As written in 1 Corinthians 13. All of these things, they have been put there to help you to be able to culture yourself to achieve great productivity. Once your expectations are set right in your marriage and those things are clear, I tell you, the productivity that your marriage is going to bring about is just going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be mind-blowing. So I'll give room for you to drop your questions in the comments. I'll be rounding up this live session pretty soon, in a couple of minutes. I want to get feedback. I want to hear your opinions. I want to know some of the things that you might want me to come up here to discuss. I want us to be open about these issues. These are underground issues, things that we must actually bring to the surface and have to deal with them. Enough of people getting into the marriage and 3 months into it, they're like, what? What did I just do? Why didn't I wait a little longer? That would not be your experience, because it's really heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking to see people that they were actually deceived into the marriage, to see people that one person was honest, the other person was not being honest. And like I said earlier, these things that I listed can be like a checklist for you to know if this this person is a suitable partner. So I'll see you in my next one. I hope to hear from you, get feedback from you, and let me know how this conversation, how it flows with you, what you think about it. And if you do have any questions, I'll look forward to getting them. So same time next week, heart-to-heart conversations will come up, and I will see you. Love you. Thank you. Love you too.